Lake Erie is home to one of the world's largest freshwater commercial fisheries. Its fish populations are the most abundant of all the Great Lakes. In a normal year, more fish are harvested for human consumption from Lake Erie than any other of the four Great Lakes combined. There are more than 100 different species of fish that live in Lake Erie that can be grouped into more than 20 families. To engage your students in the learning, we're going to ask them to pretend like they just caught this fish while on our virtual fish trawl. You will find a picture of this fish on this page and as a resource in the module. Students may think they know what kind of fish this is, but do they really know? Are they able to distinguish this fish from the more than 100 other species of fish that also inhabit Lake Erie? Are they familiar with the body characteristics of this particular fish to be certain of its identification? This lesson will help your students do just that. Positively identify a freshwater fish from Lake Erie. We will be using something called a dichotomous key. A dichotomous key is a tool used by biologists while they are observing the physical characteristics of organisms to positively identify them with other members of their species. There are tons of dichotomous keys that have been created to identify fish, snakes, birds, plants, pretty much everything that is living. Using a dichotomous key is fun for students as they work their way through each set of choices, making decisions about the organisms based on their own observations. Identifying and classifying unknown organisms is actually a science called taxonomy. This module contains a dichotomous key to help us identify a few fish from Lake Erie. It's important to remind students to always begin with step number 1 for each fish. As we explore and explain the content, your students will have the opportunity to watch Stone Laboratory scientists working on Lake Erie, conducting a live fish trawl, actually collecting fish from the lake for study aboard a Stone Lab research vessel. This will give your students the opportunity to observe fish characteristics during a virtual field trip experience. Your students will use a dichotomous key to identify a few fish from Lake Erie, and we have provided you with 2 slide decks to give your students the background information about Lake Erie they will need to be successful when working in the student page. Finally, we've provided you with elaboration and evaluation opportunities to push your students' thinking further and to assess their learning.